We got a bus, we got a bus, we got a bus, we got a bus. Come on, Gwendolyn, do your thing.
We bought a bus, bus. We bought a bus.
School bus.
We bought a school bus.
School bus.
In last week's episode, we finished up exploring the Trail of 100 Giants in Sequoia National Forest. Then we drove over to Fresno. We finally made it to the big surprise. We decided that we wanted to buy a school bus and convert it to an RV, and we got a really good deal on this 1989 Crown Supercoach. And it does have a little bit of an engine problem, that's why we got the good deal, but that's what I'm going to be working on in these next few videos. So join us for a little 3-part series here on converting a Crown school bus to an RV. And this one we'll be pulling out the seats and charging the battery. Today, first day of the Crown bus RV renovation. Here's the bus. You can't see it too well. There's this RV's right next to it, so I can't get in. That's our rental down there that we rented to come do all this. So this is what we were in such a hurry to do. Why we were running around and not really spending any time like in Zion or any of the other parks. Like, you know, I'd love to have stayed at those places, but it was more like a scouting mission, you know. We went to go see those places and see which ones we liked and maybe not want to go back to. But honestly, every way we went, we want to go back. Maybe not Vegas so much. We're not really into big cities like that anymore anyway. But yeah, so this is the bus. The only thing wrong with it, it had a flat tire. I do have an engine thing I needed to check on. It had a little engine problem, hopefully a little engine problem. But that's why I got it, for a really good deal that I got it. And I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I hear Gwendolyn call me, so I'm going to go see what she wants before she wakes her sister up.
Today we will show our surprise, the bus. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the inside of our bus. Woosa, 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 woosa. The Leah bus!
So I was reading online, and there's a couple other people that had bought these buses and converted them. And the guy online said there's this coping on the floor right here. You can see it. It's kind of rounded. And he said that, you know, it makes it hard to put stuff in, but this can come out. So you don't want to take this wall skin out because it keeps the water the way the Crowns are designed to drain the water out if it rains. So they're usually pretty dry. But that beveled coping can come out and you can make your walls more square. So that's a little bit better way to do it. I don't know yet. We'll have to take it apart and see how it works, and I'm going to find out about that. I think they keep all the wires. There's heaters in here and under the seats. There's 2 heater boxes, and I haven't decided if we're going to keep them or get rid of them yet. Because you got to have the engine running for those heaters to work. And I'll probably just end up putting a furnace in, like a propane furnace. But we'll have to see on that. We might get a little wood stove too. That's another option. We don't really plan on being in really cold environments, but you know, even south it gets pretty cold at night in the wintertime. So. Yeah, we'll figure that out when time comes. Let me go check the battery.
Charge! Yeah! I'm Mr. Mike.
This is one of the cool things about Crowns. They have these panels. They have these panels to get under to the engine and the battery compartment right here. So you can see that. Those terminals are really dirty, so I had to take those terminals off. I had these 2 big batteries. I believe those are 8D truck batteries. And I had to take the terminals off because I couldn't get a good contact to charge it. So while those charge, I'm going to go start taking the seats out, and Gwendolyn's going to help me. She's going to collect bolts and put them in a box for me. So
yeah, but I want to see what is here.
Want to see what's in there? That's the air freshener. So that's, see, the engine sucks in air through here. Air goes in through here and then goes into this thing. And here, that's the intake. And then it goes into this. This is a turbocharger. And that pushes more air into the engine. That goes back. Actually, into the engine right here. That's the intake. And then it goes in the engine, and the engine uses the air. And then it comes out of here, out of the exhaust. And the exhaust coming out makes this turbo spin faster. And so it gives the engine more power. So turbo's a pretty cool setup.
Okay, but can I see inside?
Inside of this, I can't unbolt it right now, babe. Come on, I need to go take those things out and we'll check it out later, okay?
Yeah!
Yeah!
What you doing, Daddy?
Unhooking these last two terminals. And we're gonna go inside and we're gonna go take out the seats. Come on, Glenn, let's go take out the seats.
So me and Daddy are gonna rip out the seats. And there's some bolts that you can unscrew to get out the seats. And here are the seats. Here's where you drive at.
Alright, come on, Glenn, we're gonna start in the back.
Yeah! Okay, let's start ripping these seats out.
We are dancing.
Harbor Freight electric ratchet. 120 bucks. Let's see how it holds up.
Dancing like stars in the light. I know it's right.
Whoa, 30 years of funk. So that's the first seat coming out. The bolts are going to work really good. They come right out. I don't have any problems getting them out. But yeah, that's 30 years of yuck right there. So we're going to have to clean this thing up. This is a gum right there. So it's not too bad. Some of the seats, there's a little graffiti on the back of the seats. But actually overall, they're in pretty good shape. Some of them are torn up. I put a request out. If anybody wants some bus seats, they're going to be in Fresno. And if you're interested in that, message me and I can possibly get you some. Or all of them if you want them. I hate to scrap them. I don't want to throw them away. Or just junk them. I'd rather if somebody wanted them, I'd give them to them. So let me know if you need some bus seats or want some bus seats. You know, give me a holler and you repurpose them some kind of way. They'll be free.
Wait.
What do you want to say?
And there's a really yucky thing on the seat.
Don't touch it, whatever it is. I tried to patch that with some kind of tape, but it doesn't look like it worked too well. There was a hole in the seat.
I know it's right.
I had to switch cameras. The other camera battery died, so we're on the GoPro now. If it looks different or strange. Still charging. Just started that one. This thing has a repair feature, which is nice. I did not know it when I bought it. Also from Harbor Freight. I'm going cheap with tools because I already have these tools in Hawaii, but I don't have them here. So I'm gonna try to go the cheap way out and see if this Harbor Freight stuff works. So I guess this is a Harbor Freight Crown Bus, Harbor Freight tool review / Crown Bus RV conversion. So I'm charging one battery at a time. They were really dead, unfortunately. I should have unhooked the cables. I did put them on like a little trickle charger. That's like a little charger that's solar powered to try to keep them charged, but it didn't work. So I'll just try charging with this battery charger, and hopefully it'll bring them back to life. If not, these batteries are pretty expensive. We'll probably switch to a different type of battery to reduce weight and size, and maybe I could use this extra space for storage. I've heard you can get two smaller maybe lithium batteries, and they seal, there's no water in them or anything like that, and they would fit in one of these battery trays. They would fit in one of those battery trays, and we wouldn't have to we'd have extra space right here. I might be able to make a little tool tray or something to keep my tools in or something like that. Alright, back to the seat removal. So I was able to put the charger in here. I was able to put the battery charger in here so I could keep an eye on it. So it says it's still repairing, so it hasn't said bad battery yet, so that's a good thing. I tested it with the tester, I tested it with the tester a few minutes ago, and the voltage is coming up, so it was up to 12.5. That's good. It probably needs to be up to, I don't know, 14 or 15, something like that. I don't know what those batteries read at when they're full, but we'll find out. Hopefully it works. Like Gwendolyn?
My feet are sweating.
Your feet are sweating? I know, it is hot. It's cooling off now, but it was like 98 earlier. And I think it was like in the hundreds here last week, so we kind of missed the super hot heat. But I'm gonna keep on working.
Stories untold. When the sound touched down, lights go down, Jews play just right. We are dancing, just dancing like stars in the light. I know it's right, I know it's right.
So we're gonna leave these front two seats in. I don't know if I said that already, and the two very back ones just because they look cool. We may end up taking these two front ones out anyway, though. I probably will. I'm not gonna stay in permanently. It's just temporary. Yeah, I'll probably just take them out, but we'll see. One side down. This thing is actually bigger than I thought it was. I measured it when I came out to pick it up from the auction. Yeah, I got it at the auction, and I measured it and all, but I guess I didn't measure right because it's actually quite a bit bigger than I thought. I'm like walking through it, I'm like, man, this thing's got a lot of room in it. It's pretty big. We're being limited in the places we'll be able to go because it is 40 feet long. But that's okay. You know, we like space. Gracious, there's a lot of room in this thing. So there's panel on the floor, that thing right there. So that panel is engine access. The engine in the Crowns, not all of them, but a lot of them, was in the middle of the bus. It's a mid-engine design. Most buses nowadays, you know, you even have the front engine or rear engine. But Crown was, I think they were unique. I don't know if anybody else did that. But yeah, they had the mid-engine. So this panel, we take that panel out. So when we put the floor in, we're going to have to keep that. I have some ideas of how we're going to set that up where we'll be able to access it. But we'll get to that when we do. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the heater boxes yet. It might be tricky trying to figure out how to get around that. I think I might take this one out. I thought there was another one up front, but maybe not. Only one in it, it's actually kind of nice. So maybe that one back there. I think that's the heater vents right here for this one. And Heidi's in there. Heidi's inside with the RV with Ella, and she's not feeling good.
Dad, here's an old key. It looks just like my one with my diary.
The diary
At
key.
home.
Yeah, it's 30 years of funky. It could be 50 years old. So that battery came back to life now. I'm just charging it regular. And it's up to 60%. So it's charging. The question is, will it hold the charge? It's just one of two. So hopefully that one will charge. If it's not done charging by the time I'm finished today, then I'll just put it back on there tomorrow and start on the next one. So I'm excited. I didn't think the seats would come out this easily. They came right out. I mean, look at it. And so the plan with the flooring, Crowns don't have a metal floor like most other buses. They were all Crowns was purpose built, so apparently you had to order them from the factory with the way you wanted. Like the school district could probably just order them the way they wanted them. But most of them want like a standard floor, and the standard floor, I believe the standard floor in the Crown was 2 layers of 3/4 inch marine grade plywood. So it's really good plywood that holds up really well to water and whatever. And they tend to not leak very much. And I mean, this is in Fresno, so I don't know how much rain it gets out here. I'm not sure how much it rains in Fresno. So I don't think there was a lot of water to deal with. But I'm going to pull a little bit of vinyl flooring up to see, and just kind of spot check it. And if it looks good, and I can see some of it from underneath, and if it looks good, then I'm going to leave it, and we're just going to go right over the top of it with foam board insulation and then put flooring right over it. I thought if we were lucky, we would get the seats out and then maybe get the flooring in on this trip in 3 days. I did not think the seats would come out in a few hours like today. I'm excited about that. So we might be able to pull some of the vinyl out tomorrow and then decide on our flooring choice. We're going to go with something cheap, nothing too expensive. Hopefully you can find something relatively affordable. I wouldn't say cheap, I'd just say affordable that's durable. We want it to last. They don't have to redo the floor several times, and it's got to be waterproof because the kids. They have kids, and yeah, they spill stuff. So we'll may do that tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Ellen's feeling better. She was really fussy today, so Heidi's laying down with her, and she's taking a nice long nap, which she needs. She hasn't been sleeping very well with being sick lately, and Heidi hasn't been feeling well either the last couple of days. So, but it's going well, man. I mean, this is as good as I could have hoped. Hopefully the batteries charge up, and then we can get this thing up and running, and then I can try and diagnose what's wrong with the engine. Again, I'm hoping it's just an injector with that. We'll have to see. Just taking out these last couple of bolts for these little front panels right here. I want to take these out, and then this is like an air ride seat. I'll probably take that out and put in a more comfortable like RV captain's chair kind of thing with the I like the armrest. There's armrests in this RV that we rented, and it's really comfortable when you're driving long distances. The only place I've driven this bus so far is from where I bought it at the auction. It was at the schoolyard to here, and it was like a mile away. So it was, I didn't have to go far with it, and that was a good thing. Easier. Playing in the bus.
Ready to slip and slide?
So we decided that we're just gonna pull all the seats out so we get to see what it looks like with no seats in it. We had planned on building like couches to sit on while we drive. We're gonna put like anchors in and bolt them down to the floor and and bolt them into the wall and whatever frame rail we could find to make it secure enough. We're gonna put some kind of anchor in so we can put car seats in for the kids. So we're just gonna take these seats out because there's really no way we could put car seats on them. So here we go. And we have the finished product. All seats are out.
Except for all the seats are still in, Dad.
It's a big bus.
They're just not locked up. All the
Still only says 60. I'm not sure if it's charging anymore.
Next week, Heidi and Gwendolyn will do some cleaning in the inside of the bus while I work on the engine, because we finally get it up and running.